Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Kingpin Talks Podcast. Yours truly, along with my homeboy, my brother from another mother, Anthony PMT Playoff Mode Tone Connerly. He might be another mode right now, but for right now we're gonna stick with playoff right now. How you doing, bro? How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right, man. Glad to be back with you. Talking about one of our favorite topics, the Lakers.
Oh man, they don't seem like the favorite right now, but
they they definitely not. They're not in playoff mode. I will say
no, definitely not playoff mode right now. More like trade certain people mode right
that.
now. But that remains to be seen. We got weeks to go before we get into all that. But the clock is ticking, man. The clock is ticking, man. So we coming up on here right now. We at the first quarter of the season. Well, a little bit over the first quarter of the season. We're about 30 games in, and as it stands right now, the Lakers hasn't haven't really had the type of season that we expected so far. They sit with a 500 record at 15-15 and currently 10th in the Western Conference. Um so it's been a lot of good, it's been a whole lot of bad, and it's been a whole lot of ugly. But we're gonna talk about it on tonight. First, I just want to give it over to you and see what your takeaways of the season has been so far.
Oh man, where do I start? It's I don't know. It's funny because I mean we're what 29 games in, and I feel like we've already played a full season. Like with with everything that's happened. Yeah, man. I mean, it's been a roller coaster of a season already. Um, and I guess that's just like life as a Lakers fan. You know what I mean? That's what it's felt like the last couple of seasons. Obviously, coming in with really big expectations. I know a lot of people. We had our we streamed that we did, before the season started, and even analysts were saying they were thinking this team was a top three seed, kind of based on the continuity and bringing like key pieces back, and really Rob Pelinka was getting a lot of praise based on his work, and bringing in free agents and who we were able to re-sign. Um, the season started off rough, obviously, with the Vando injury. Um, I think Gabe got injured. What, he was 3 or 4 games into the season
Yeah.
and just came back against the Knicks. So
Oh,
he's been,
Chicago came back against
yeah,
Chicago.
yeah, yeah, Chicago. Sorry.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, so he just came back recently. Oh yeah, because it was Chicago and then we played Minnesota. Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, he just came back from injury. That kind of messed with the slotting and the rotations of how we came out to begin the season, and it was definitely rough. And it was funny because I felt like we started to get pieces back and things were going good. Obviously, we had one of the things was how well the team was playing with the in-season tournament games, how locked in they were for those games. Winning the in-season tournament championship against Indiana, and how we did it, just attacking the paint, being locked in and focused on defense, and just kind of being everywhere on the defensive end. And ever since then, the Lakers have decided that they really do not. They have not played like they care about, like they care about the sport that they play, and you can see it. I mean, losing to Dallas, barely beating the Spurs with LeBron sitting, then losing to that Spurs team, um, losing to the Knicks, losing to the Bulls, and then losing to Minnesota last night. So not really very good recently. We're sitting at 15-14 now. Um, yeah, man. I mean, between all the injuries, between Austin getting off to a rough start to the season, which he's come back, to playing the way that we expect him to play. The biggest talking point based on this losing streak is probably D'Lo, which I'm sure you have a lot of thoughts on that as well.
Oh yeah, a whole lot.
Yeah, this it's a crucial spot of the season because things can really go off the rails if the players don't recommit themselves like they're supposed to. The thing that really sucks about all this, because when the Lakers lose, all hell breaks loose. So we got trade, the trade machines get fired up and everything else. People are twerking for Zach Levine, and I'm just not really sure that Zach Levine fixes all of the issues that this team has. You know, um,
Yeah,
so they're in a tough spot. And like I said, AD said after last night, there's no cavalry coming. So um, there's no backup coming. Like, so the fix has to come from within that locker room, and he and LeBron are really the veteran present. Like, this team got really young with all the moves that were made.
yeah,
They went from being one of the oldest rosters in the league to being one of the younger rosters. And LeBron and AD are the captains of the ship. So this team, rallying this team and getting this team back to where they were playing during the in season, because during the in season tournament championship, we've seen them play locked in. We know what that team looks like. We know
exactly.
they're a lot more capable of playing well than what we've seen recently. Um, and so it's on those two. And one thing I hope, the thing that really sucks about all the struggles that we've had recently is that it really overshadows. And don't get me wrong, LeBron is great. He's in the GOAT conversation. Can't take anything away from him.
Mhm.
One of the best players we've ever seen.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But AD he has been great this year. And people, like, all the struggles the team has had recently are is just really overshadowing how great he's been. And we know what to expect from him on the defensive end, and he's the anchor of this team, and he really, he covers up so many things and really pulls his team together on the defensive end. But offensively, he's just been locked in. He has been. This might be the best version of what we've seen from him offensively, which is crazy because I mean, they had the championship run back in 2020.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, man, I feel like I've been rambling on, but yeah,
No, you good, man.
like, um, it's so much to talk about, and there's so many different ways to go in, but yeah, roller coaster, and it's going to take work and focus to get back to this team being a title contender because they're not playing like one right now. So
Oh man, great points, man. Great points. You basically touched on the things that I was gonna touch on, and like you were saying, I feel like most of the disappointment and the angst in Lakers Nation right now is due to the fact that we did have high expectations coming out, last season, making it all the way to the Western Conference Finals, with the roster that we had and the moves that we was able to make during that trade deadline last season, and expectations are high. Um, we went out and got Taurean Prince, we went and got Gabe Vincent, we got Jackson Hayes. We went out and got we re-signed Austin Reeves. We re-signed Rui, re-signed
yep,
Vando, re-signed D'Lo,
yep,
and actually locked in on AD for 3 more years.
yep.
And expectations were high. And then we signed Cam Reddish. He really has been the little speck of light that has been in this season because nobody, include myself, seeing the
Yeah,
way
nobody
that
saw it
he was.
coming.
Nobody saw this coming.
Nah.
We really thought that he was going to be that 12 through 15th guy on the bench, just riding the bench. If he gets minutes, cool. If not, still cool. But what he has contributed to this team so far has been a godsend. I'm talking about his defensive prowess. He looks like a mini Vando out there.
Yep.
And since Vando was out, him being out there on the court has really helped us out defensively. Now, it has not contributed to many wins because we have had so many key players injured.
Hmm.
And like Gabe Vincent, like Vando, those guys really contribute a lot to this team when they're healthy. And we add guys like, and then at the last minute, out of nowhere, we add Christian Wood on a vet min. I mean, nobody really saw that. We thought he was going to go somewhere else and get more money, but due to Ham and their history together back in Milwaukee, he pretty much recruited him here, and we really haven't seen too much of Christian Wood as of late.
No.
We don't know why, but because of reasons.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure they'll come out later on, when the season's probably over. We'll understand why Christian Wood has been dog housed for the most part. So we had all these guys add to the core that we had from last season. And for the most part, we seen D'Lo. He started off real good. Austin Reed, you can tell that he was tired from the playoffs and the Olympic play and
Mhm.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
He was out there with tired legs and all that, and it just seemed like, okay, he was in a slump, and then all of a sudden he started picking it up, and now we start to see now that D'Lo now is in a slump, and he's in so much of the trade talk chatter, and I just feel like for the most part, it's getting to him. It's gotten to
Oh,
him.
a
Um,
hundred, hundred
you
percent.
know, it's gotten to him. You can see it on the court, his mental, the way that he talks during post game last night, which I'm going to get into because he
Yeah.
said he
He said a lot.
basically, yeah, he basically signed his own pink slips
Hmm.
last night. So you had all that going on. Then, like you said, we had Vando out, we had Gabe Vincent out, and you know, um, we was picking up losses against teams that we really should be winning. Um, but for the most part, the another gleaming light was we did win the in-season tournament, like you were saying. We have seen this team go to another level, hit that switch. We've seen it in the in-season tournament. When this team is locked in and fully focused, there's rarely anybody that can stop them. This team looks like a contender.
Yeah.
Um, for the most part, and for these past 5 or 6 games, we haven't seen that. You know, um, it seems like that they're disjointed. There's no chemistry. Um, it seems like the rotations aren't set, and that's been another target of throw him up out of here talks. It's been Darvin Ham.
Yep.
Um, you know, Ham for the most part, and I can't throw this and I can't put it entirely on him because at the end of the day, he's not out there showing 23s a game. He's not out there, letting the opponents shoot threes all over them. He's not out there doing that. But there has to be some type of accountability put on him as well because the rotations has not been good all the time. The amount of minutes that you're playing certain people that are not performing well on the court. Um, like last night, and I didn't watch the game last night because I already made up in my mind. Okay,
Smart,
LeBron's out.
smart,
I'm
smart man.
not. Yeah, I'm not watching the game. I got more. I got more things to do with my time than sit here give Lakers 3 hours of my time and watch them lose. You sit here and you give D'Lo, I believe it was 33 minutes, 32 minutes, somewhere around there, and then Austin Reeves on plays 22, 25 minutes. No, that's not gonna cut it. It's not gonna cut it at all. And then you got D'Lo coming out here saying, "Well, basically he's saying if my shots ain't falling, I'm not gonna play defense." No, that's not gonna work here, sir. No, you got to play offense and defense. Even if your shot is not falling, you still have to play defense. And basically when he said that, that let me know right there. Okay, he gone. He's gone. He's gone. And like you said, now you have people talking for basically tuning it up for Zach Levine. And I have been on record of saying that I do not want Zach Levine on this team. That is not to say that he is a bad player. That is not to say that he is not a star player in this league because he is one of the most talented players that we have in this league. But
Oh
that
yeah,
contract is
nasty.
it leaves a lot to be desired. I do not want that contract on this team. especially the plans that we have for 2026, I don't see why we should trade for another 40 plus $1 million player. Like I don't see that. Um, but yeah, man, it's been a whole lot, man. It's been like you said, it's been a roller coaster. It's been a roller coaster. It's been a lot of ups, a lot of downs, a lot of in betweens. But at the end of the day, man, I still believe in this team. I'm not
Yeah.
throwing in a towel like some Lakers fans do after every loss. You know, it seems like it's Lakers therapy on Twitter. It's a lot of calling and a lot of hugging. Come here, it's gonna be okay. And I'm just to the point. I'm like, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. You try to tell these people what it is, and they don't want to listen. And at the end of the day, man, you just got let them cry. Let them cry. Gotta let them cry. That's the attitude that I have right now. Just let them cry. You know what? Just let them cry, and they'll be fine. But yeah, man, it's been a whole lot. And then Rui looks lost. He's had those games where he's looked lost.
Yeah.
He out there just doing cardio. He don't know what he's doing. He don't know what he's supposed to be doing. He don't know who he's supposed to be guarding. And as much as it pains me to say, he could be up out of here as well. He could
Yeah,
be up
man.
out of here.
Yeah.
But it's a lot. It's a lot to sort out. It's a lot to sort out. January 15th is going to be interesting because I know Rui is going to be eligible for trades. That's really the only person that I'm looking forward to really concentrate on whether or not he's going to be traded or not, because I know that's when he becomes trade eligible. I know Gabe Vince, I think he's trade eligible on January 15th as well. I think Prince is trade eligible on the 15th. So most of our guys are trade eligible on the 15th of January. So that date up to the trade deadline is going to be really interesting to look at.
Oh, yeah.
And like you said, I don't feel like Zach Levine's the answer. My first choice would be Alex Caruso and Andre Drummond. I feel like those two guys will bring the defensive intensity, especially from AC Fresh. Point of attack
Yeah.
defender, 6'5". He's lengthy. He can drive the basket. He can shoot the threes occasionally, but we need him specifically for defense. And we already know what Drummond brings. We seen it a couple of years ago when he was with this team. And I feel like, to me, he really didn't have an opportunity to showcase his skills on this team, because he's shown throughout his career to go get those rebounds, be that hustle player, defend the paint. He can run the floor as well. So I feel like those two players can really help us on this team. But I don't feel like Zach LaVine fixes everything.
Oh no.
And that's the thing about it. Some people think that trades just gonna fix effort. It's gonna fix hustle. It's gonna fix us shooting better. No, like all that stuff we can work on right now with the roster that we have. We just got to show it consistently every single night, and don't come out here lallygagging and just thinking that everybody's gonna lay down because we're the Los Angeles Lakers. Because I don't know if anybody knows this or not, but nobody fears the Lakers anymore.
They do not.
Nobody fears the Lakers. There was a time where a team faced the Lakers and like, oh shoot, we got the Lakers tonight. Boy, we could be on our A game. Now teams players, oh shoot, I'm about to go get 30. I'm about to go get 35. That's how they look at us right now.
Yeah.
And it's up to us to change that. It's up to us to change that attitude and change that mentality, because if we don't, then you might well just wrap it up right now. We might well just end the season right now and blow it up if we gonna have this type of attitude. So a lot of things gonna have to change, man. A lot of things gonna have to change, but I'm not throwing in the towel just yet. I'm still in wait and see approach, and we gonna see what this team gonna do, man. Because we still got time. We still got time.
100%. Yeah. I mean, like you said, there's so many holes on this team. Like, um, I can see the pluses for a Zach Levine move, but we also need additional defense. Vando, with the injury that he suffered in the offseason, I'm not sure he's going to be able to reach the same level of play that he did last season.
No, no.
It just if I had to take a guess right now, I would say no.
No.
But you can just tell he does not have the same explosiveness. That's why he's not starting
Yeah.
because he doesn't have it right now.
He's not healthy.
He's not healthy.
No.
And we were playing the Knicks, and he was trying to get past the screen, and he ended up going to the floor, ended up aggravating the heel issue. Luckily, he was able
Hmm.
to come back into the game, but you could see how much discomfort he was in. He was limping.
Right.
So, Cam Reddish has been a blessing in that regard because, and the defense has kind of taken a step back recently, but there have been moments where you can really see how much of an asset he is from a defense perspective.
Yeah.
And the thing that Cam gives us as well, Vando is still, and I'm sure the injury is playing a part of this too. He's still having the same struggles that he had last season on offense.
Hmm.
Just not really able to score, not able to finish around the rim, and then he doesn't really shoot the ball much. But the threes that he has taken, the 3-point attempts that he has taken, they haven't been falling so far.
Uh-uh.
So we definitely need another point of attack defender would help this team tremendously. I'm sure anyone who has watched any of the recent Laker games can see just how bad things get when Anthony Davis sits down. Once
Ooh.
you have, and Darvin has actually been playing Christian Wood and Jackson Hayes together, and when they're on the floor together, it is just it's a mess. It's an
Atrocity.
absolute mess. It's an absolute mess. Like AD can't even get a 5-minute breather because especially with LeBron sitting, the team just goes south so quickly when
Yeah.
he's not on the floor. And so we need another backup big. And
Bro, it's like literally we can be up by 6 points. And as soon as either LeBron or AD sits down, we're down by 12. And I'm like, how the heck
yeah,
did we get here?
I actually you made a smart decision by not watching the game. I endured it last night. And there was a moment, I want to say was it the end of the first quarter or the beginning of the second? I can't remember exactly. AD went out. The Minnesota Timberwolves went on a 17-1 run as soon as AD sat down. And I'm like, bro, how is this even possible?
How
How is
is it
this
possible,
possible?
man? I don't
How
get
is
it.
it possible? And so a reliable backup get big. We don't even need him to be great. We just need him to be decent. So AD can get a breather for a couple of minutes and come back into the game. And
Bro,
it's been so hard for the Lakers to like we just haven't been able to find that. And it's
Christian
been it
Christian Wood was a 16 to 17 point scorer last season with Dallas, with Luka and Kyrie.
yeah.
This man has 17 points per game. You mean to tell me he can't get even 10 with this team? Are you kidding me?
He looks nothing like the player that played in Dallas for the last couple of
Man,
seasons.
no, he do not.
And I don't get it, man. It doesn't make sense. And so yeah, a point of attack defender will help tremendously. Having a reliable backup big, because we're going like the Lakers. We're struggling right now, but it could get a whole lot worse quickly because right now we're running AD into the ground.
Yes, we
Like
are.
he
Facts.
has, and I appreciate, the narrative around AD for the longest time has been, oh, he stays hurt.
Street clothes.
Street clothes, Mr. Glass, whatever you want to call him. My man has played. We've seen time and time again. He had the hip/slash groin issue. He's aggravated it. He aggravated it in the in-season tournament championship. Played through it. Put up 40 and 20.
Mm-hmm.
We continued to see it bother him. He's hurt. He's hurt it. He hurt his ankle. Played through it. Had a great game. My man, he hurt his. He re-aggravated the injury against Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
We're thinking, oh, there's no way he plays in the back-to-back. There's no way he plays against Minnesota. And instead, we got Braun sitting out, and AD is playing.
Man.
And I'm like, what? And don't get me wrong, like Braun, 38, about to be 39. He's earned the ability to get a night of rest. But if either of the two players was going to sit, I assumed it was going to be AD.
Yeah.
So AD has just been playing through injuries. You can see it's compromised his game at certain points of the season already, but he's just pushing through it, and he's playing really well. And at some point, something's going to happen. He's going to end up hurting that groin or straining it more, and he's going to end up missing some time if we continue to have to play him as much as we have been playing him. And so, it's some people may think it's bad now, but it could get a whole lot worse really quickly if the Lakers aren't careful with how they approach that.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I mean, I can look at this team and see that a move needs to be made, but at the same time, it concerns me because what is the correct move? You can't fix a lack of effort. You can't fix a lack of attention to detail, a lack of focus. That's not fixed through a trade. You know what I mean? The locker room is the locker room. That's the ecosystem. And so even if we get new players in here, the same bad habits that the Lakers have been exhibiting all years are just going to continue unless this coaching staff.
Oh God.
And I know that's asking a lot. It seems, but like accountability is something that's sorely lacking in this team. You see it every night. You got players not running back. You got issues with rebounding. There's been an issue all season. Missing defensive assignments, not being locked in on the defensive end. AD has said it. People let their inability to make shots on the offensive end dictate their effort on the defensive end.
D-Lo.
That
like, let's be real, man.
No, let's be
real, man. I mean, come on now, cause man, we gave this dude a chance. You know, he, for the most part, he let us down the West Conference Finals versus Denver, man, and we gave this dude a chance to make it up to us, and he has not done it, man.
He failed it. He tricked it, and that's the bro. And I was just talking about this in a space a little while ago, but that's the thing that really disappoints me about this whole D'Lo situation is that I caught a bunch of slack because I was one of those people that was like, man, like D'Lo looks really different. He's saying the right things, like talking about how he wants to model his game after Derek White and really put forth, really put the effort in on the defensive end, be able to impact the game in multiple ways, not just offensively. And like he had me fooled. And so I come into this season and listen, like I've had people telling me since that Western Conference Finals against Denver that was just absolutely terrible for him. And they're like, yeah, he's got to go. And I'm like, nah, players are allowed to have bad series. Hopefully, that's probably the most disappointing, probably the worst, like the complete down point, the lowest point he could possibly be at as far as his professional career goes. So hopefully, like I'm thinking, okay, he's going to use this as fuel. He's going to come back and be real, like the best version of himself. He's playing with LeBron. He's playing with AD. He knows he has a real chance, a legitimate chance to win a NBA title. And he's going to come in and he's going to use it as fuel and turn up and do what he needs to. And don't get me wrong, anybody, an objective Lakers fan that watches Lakers games, could see D'Lo was outplaying Austin to start the year. That can't be. That's not something that should be negated or forgotten. It's plain as day if you were watching the games. He was outplaying Austin. That's why Austin got. That was a part of the reason, not the whole reason, but a part of the reason why Austin got put on the bench.
Yeah,
or started coming off the bench. But now, not only is he not playing well, like he not only is he missing shots and not playmaking as good as he was at one point in the season, but it's just the mental lapses, the mistakes, the dumb, like just boneheaded mistakes that he makes on the floor. That just you try to make sense of it in your head, like what could he have possibly been thinking, and you just can't. You can't make it make sense.
The
And
amount of times he's looked off AD.
and then on top of that, like, and you just talking about the comments he made, it's like I've never seen a player dig his own grave the way that
He got to
he
go.
did in that post game press conference. And it's one thing for us as fans, like we know, okay, D'Lo's not a good defender. We know he's food on defense. Like we know he's gonna get targeted by, by
This
the
man's
opposing
a
team.
whole buffet, bro. Like
Exactly, yeah. Like
all you
it's
can
one
eat,
thing
bro.
for you and I to say that. It's a whole nother thing for D'Lo to basically and say, like, go out and say defense. Like I'm just not really. I'm not doing that. That's not really my thing. Like imagine telling like we both, we both work outside of, doing content. It's like imagine going to your manager or the owner of the company that you work for and basically saying, like this part of my job that it's not really something that I'm really good at, but it's something that I need to work on. We both know that, but I'm not doing it. It's not really my thing.
Bro, you
Like
basically
where
telling
else can you get away with saying that?
bro, you basically telling us that the people who don't even be on the court, we at home watching these games on TV, you're actually out there and we telling you that you're bad on defense. And you come out in a post game and say, yeah, I'm bad on defense. I don't feel like this is something that I need to work on. You're proving us right.
Absolutely.
You're supposed to be the professional, not us. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I said he basically did his own, like you said, he dug his own grave with that comment. I think that right there was like a memo to Rob Pelinka saying, okay, D'Lo got to go.
Yeah. And now we're at this point where like I'm not sure how he can go into that locker room and look the other players in the eye after what he said. Like,
Can't.
you know, and now everything has just been thrown off course because like, one of the issues with benching D'Lo, and it's like I'm not really sure how this would impact him being traded, but or how it would hurt his market potentially if he has to come if he's coming off the bench versus starting. But anybody that's trading for D'Lo right now, it's not because of the value he brings to the game because he hasn't really been bringing any value. Like he's not providing any value right now. His trade value is probably at its lowest. So I don't see how having him come off the bench could lower it any more than it already is because the damage has already been done. And it's like I don't know if he's trying to sink his trade value. Like I don't know, like because I imagine his preference is to not get traded from the Lakers, but
He ain't playing like it.
yeah, exactly. Like, that's my thing. If you want to stay, that's when I was coming into the season thing. I'm like, okay, well, he's gonna ball out because he doesn't want to get moved. Like in his mind, even though the Lakers want to trade me, like I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna show them why they can't afford to trade me. That's what I thought he was gonna do, and
It's
that's
a
what he
bad
was doing at one point in time.
bro. Like I said, it's bad optics when your starting point guard can't play in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
It's bad.
absolutely,
It's bad optics, man.
absolutely.
At
Yeah,
that point, your services on this team is no longer required. I mean, that literally remind me of Russ. When we had Russ, we could not play him in the fourth quarter
yeah.
at all. We couldn't. Like it was a cardinal sin for us to play him in the fourth quarter. It's the same thing with D'Lo now. It's like, dude, you are the third highest paid player on this team, and we cannot play you in the fourth quarter. We can't do it. So I'm like, why are you here? Why are you here?
And
You know?
that's the same thing with Rui, unfortunately, is that
Rui.
and don't get me wrong, I have fond memories of Rui's performance in the playoffs last year. Um
Boss, please don't yell at the cuss. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Evan. I'm sorry. That's my boy Evan, man. Salute to you, man.
yeah, what up,
Salute.
Evan?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm toning it down now. I'm bringing it down.
But D'Lo, I don't do that. Absolutely, yeah, 100%. Um, but yeah, man, I mean, that's the thing with Rui too. And like I said, I have fond memories of Rui and how well he played at times in the playoffs last year. But Darvin is just shown an inability. The problem with Rui is that he plays the same position as LeBron, and LeBron is a power forward. They're both power forwards, and LeBron, the person that you need backing up LeBron doesn't really is not really going to be required to play that much because LeBron plays a ton of minutes. And you can't play them both together because LeBron prefers to guard fours and other power forwards, and Rui is not quick enough to guard small forwards or threes. Like he's not built to do that defensively. And so it's like Darvin has not unlocked a way to really utilize Rui. So to a certain degree, it makes him expendable, and that's unfortunate. Like you would hope that we would have a coach that'd be able to maximize the players, but I mean we've been complaining about Darvin not being able to do that since last year. You know what I mean? So it it sucks, but it does kind of lean towards Rui being expendable. Um,
Yeah,
so,
man. It's sad, man, because we all seen what he brought to this team when he was traded. First of all, I had no idea. Any of us had no idea that he was going to be traded here. I mean,
oh
and
yeah,
that's the thing with Rob Pelinka. That's why I'm not getting caught up in this whole Zach LaVine thing because 9 times out of 10, if the Lakers are rumored in it, that's just a ploy by the media and by the team that's trading the star to get more leverage. They use the Lakers as leverage.
yeah,
So I'm not even being fixated or calling this genjutsu with Zach LaVine because we seen the same thing last season with Buddy Hield and Miles Turner.
yep,
Are they here? No. So it's gonna be the same thing with Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine's gonna end up probably in Sacramento because we know that Sacramento was targeting him for a trade last offseason. This past offseason. Sacramento has really been keyed in on him. Maybe Philly get him,
yeah.
but the Lakers, nah, I don't see that happening. I see us making a move, but it's not going to be a move for a star. I
No,
don't see that.
the best move for the Lakers, and the thing about it is, the thing that would help the Lakers the best is the thing that probably requires the most to get, and that's a two-way player, a three and D wing. Those are super expensive in the league right now because everybody needs them.
Mhm.
And it's like it would be lovely if the Lakers could just like it takes two teams to make, or it takes three teams sometimes to make trades happen.
Yep.
And it'd be great if the Lakers could just make it appear out of thin air, but that's not how the NBA works.
No, it
And
don't.
we've seen it time and time again that these other teams, they are not they're not focused on helping the Lakers
At all.
title chances. Like they like you know what I mean? Like that's not something that other teams are
Bro,
into is help like they don't want to be the team that pushes the Lakers over the top to winning a championship.
that
Like
mentality kills me, man. It's like some Lakers fans just have this mindset that hey, take our trash, take the players that we troll on every time they have a bad game, and give us your best player. No, it don't work that way. They make it seem like only the Lakers fans watch Lakers games. No, these other owners out here watching these games as well.
yeah,
You know,
100%.
they watch these games as well, but you want them to take our trash and give us their treasure. No, it
Exactly.
don't work that way. It
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah, man. I was asking the same thing. It's like if D'Lo is trash, right? We're all on the same page. Like if D'Lo is trash, and then I see Laker fans also saying that Rui is trash. How does that equal into getting a player that can push us over the top to winning a championship? Like that, I don't know. And the rumors have been that okay, the Bulls they still want a team that can contend, and it's like how they gonna contend with D'Lo? How they gonna contend? Rui. Don't get me wrong. If Rui is, I still think if Rui is utilized in the correct way, he can be a
Mhm.
tremendous player for an organization.
That's it.
It's just I don't think the Lakers is that destination. It doesn't look that way right now.
No.
So, um, but yeah, where are you going with D'Lo? Like, you know what I mean? Like that just doesn't. D'Lo is not a winning player. Unfortunately, he doesn't have
Yeah.
an impact on winning. Um,
And that's why I said, that's why I was saying earlier that if we do make a move, it's not gonna be for Zach Levine or Trey Young or somebody like that. It's gonna be for somebody who's marginal.
yeah,
Because right now, as D'Lo and Rui are playing right now, they're below marginal.
yeah,
Like let's get it straight right now. So we not finna do is sit here and try to boost their trade value because we want them up out
because
of
we
here.
want to move the man.
We want to move them. Nah, you've been trashing them, you've been trolling them all season long, but now, oh, they need to be traded. Oh, let's boost. Oh, he can do this.
Yeah,
No, 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 no. Let's call a spade a spade. Let's call a spade a spade. So we on the subject of talking trades, man. We gonna be talking about trades right now. What's a realistic trade? What was a realistic player right now that the Lakers could possibly get by the trade deadline?
oh man, that's tough. Like it's really hard to say because we're so early into the trade season. Like we don't really know like what it's gonna look like in a month. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, that's the thing with this D'Lo situation is like we need D'Lo. Like if we're gonna turn this thing around, if Lakers gonna get back on track, D'Lo has to be a part of that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
It starts with him.
So exactly. So and a trade may not happen until February. So we're
Yeah.
talking like Christmas is a couple days away. We still got lots of games that we got to play, before we reach that point.
We start talking about 2 months, almost 2 months.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like that's the thing that it's a difficult position for the Lakers to be in because it's like you have this guy on your team who you feel like doesn't really have an impact on winning, but you need him at the same time in order to win games until like a real trade possibility possibly happens.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, like I would love for Caruso and Drummond. I love that move. But the thing about it is, I think the Bulls, the league is caught on. Like there was one point in time where Caruso was kind of like a secret. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
people didn't really give Caruso his flowers
Yeah.
as being as impactful a player that he is, and it was linked to Laker hate, but at the same time, now that he's been traded to the Bulls, or not traded, but he went to the Bulls in free agency, they understand how great, like he just does the little things,
Yeah.
like, and you know what you're gonna get from him every night, great defense.
They call him a cultural changer.
Exactly, yeah. So the Bulls aren't just giving Caruso away for
No.
like,
No.
if
No.
anything, I think they might be able to get more for Caruso than they're able to get for Levine.
Levine, yes. Yes.
Like I've seen the report saying that they want multiple first round picks for Caruso. He's on a
Yes.
he's on a really great contract. I think he's got I think it's like a $9 million contract. I think he
Yeah,
might
9 million. Yeah.
yeah, like I think he might be under contract next season too. But
Salute Search. What's up, Search?
yeah, what's going
What's up, man?
on? But yeah, man, they're not giving Caruso away for nothing.
No.
Another thing I was kind of thinking of as far as getting the Nets have Spencer Dinwiddie and
Mm.
Dorian Finney-Smith. That's something that's kind of been
Mm.
like rattling around my brain a bit because Spencer he can put the ball in the basket, and then DFS or Dorian Finney-Smith is a three. He's a 3-and-D. He's in that same model, and I think we could trust him to be able to knock down shots. We don't really need much from a 3-and-D player. Just play good defense and be able to knock down shots every now and then. Utah is another team I was thinking of because we need a backup center. I think Kelly Olynyk. That's somebody that I've actually wanted for a while. His contract is really good. I think he's getting paid somewhere around $10 million, give or take. Um,
I,
I'm with you. I'm
I
with you
agree. I definitely agree with that.
100%. So yeah, Olenek, it would be good for one of two things. Obviously, he would give us the backup big, but you could also slot him in as a starting five too. And I know that's something that you've been thinking about. Is you want AD to move back to power forward position.
Yes.
You could start Olenek next to him because Olenek can do a little bit of everything. He can, he can knock down threes. He's a pretty good passer. Yeah,
Don't
we
don't
all wish Vando.
don't we all? That'll be the greatest Christmas gift.
Absolutely. So yeah, those are just a couple of names I've been kind of thinking of, but there's still so much time left before the trade deadline. So I think, you know, and maybe the Lakers will surprise us. You don't really know who's going to become available.
Mm.
DeRozan might help us. Man, watching him hit those tough shots against us the other night,
Hey, hey. You know,
bro.
defensively, he probably ain't gonna give us much, but
Yeah,
hey,
exactly. But
man, mid range, whoo.
you know, they should really take DeRozan highlights and show those to kids because everybody's in love with the
Oh
three
man,
point shot right now.
ain't no
DeRozan,
wrong.
he gets his just by that mid range. He's a
Yeah,
mid range killer.
ain't nothing wrong with the twos, man.
Yeah. Hield. I mean, maybe I haven't really heard many rumors about Indiana, but maybe they decide that hey, they want to because Hield is making. I can't remember how much he's making, around 20, $30 million a year, somewhere like that. But yeah, a backup center is sorely needed. So
Man, Drummond's my guy for that. Real team friendly contract. He's on a vet min right now, 2.3 million. Uh, Definitely checks all those boxes. Banger center, get rebounds, can defend the paint. Gonna be tough in the paint, and he definitely gonna help us out versus Denver. We can get our hands on him, but I definitely agree with you, man. I love those. I love those trade targets that you talked about. I definitely can see AD and Olenek playing together in that front court. I can really see that. He can shoot the three, he can even facilitate a little bit. I watched a bunch of him back in the days that he was with Boston, and he was a real decent player for them. He's been a real decent player for Utah. I wouldn't be mad at Olenek. I wouldn't be mad at Caruso. We know what Caruso brings. He's going to bring that defensive intensity. He's that point of attack defender that we need. And to me personally, I don't. This is why I don't feel like we need Zach LaVine. This team does not need more scoring. Scoring is not the problem. We can score. We just can't stop anybody else from scoring. So I feel like we need somebody that can defend the perimeter and somebody that's going to be that banger center that Search and Destroy was talking about um in the paint. So that's why my first option as trade targets is Alex Caruso and Andre Drummond. If we can get those two, I don't care what it takes. If we can get those two over here, I mean, D'Lo, Rui, Prince, who you want? Like who you want? Like Serge said, AD, Braun, Cam Reeves, Vando, we keeping those. Everybody else you can have, because is if you're not going to use Jackson Hayes, if you're not going to use Christian Wood, why are they here? What's the purpose of Jackson Hayes? He's a guarantee going to give you 4 fouls a game. That's the that's the only thing that he's going. I mean, it's the truth. That's
yeah,
the only thing that
absolutely.
he's going to put up. Anytime Jackson
Absolutely.
Hayes come in the game, I said, watch this. In the next minute, he gonna foul somebody like 2 or 3 times, and it end up happening. It ends up happening. I mean, he's a young, decent player. He's a young player. He's an athletic, big. I just feel like he's not. At one point, I did feel like he was going to be uh, of use on this team, but Ham, I don't know. I don't know why he chooses to, and that's one of the things that infuriated me versus Chicago the other night. You got Drummond, this 6'11", 280-pound behemoth out here. You play Rui or Vando at the 5. Why? What? What on God's green earth will make you do that?
Yeah.
Sir, there's barbecue chicken all night long. Like, what are you doing? So it's like Yeah, we can make all, and then that's my apprehension with all these trades. Okay, we make these trades. Is Ham even going to play them? That's
And go ahead. Sorry.
that's the key. Is Ham even going to play them? Because you have all this depth. We've been talking about all this depth. This team just need depth. We got so much depth. We got so much depth. We so deep, and Ham doesn't even play these guys.
Yeah.
He'll play the guys that he loves to play. See,
Yeah.
now we back into Dennis territory now, because Dennis can go out there and play 35 minutes, don't play no points, but he out there getting 35 minutes. Now it seems like his favorite guy now is Torian Prince. Torian Prince. Torian Prince gets 38 minutes.
That's the thing, man. Like you talk about these trades, and it's like I feel like the mistakes really started um, after the playoff run, the playoff loss to the Phoenix Suns. So AD gets hurt. We end up losing the series. People talk about they want KCP out of here. People talk about they want Kuzma out of here. They both end up getting traded. We bring in Russ. We all know how the Russ experiment goes.
Don't remind me.
It's terrible. We have to endure that for a season. Well, a season and a half actually.
Yeah, yeah.
Then we make another trade last year. We get D'Lo, we get Vando, we get Malik Beasley. The only ones that are left standing are D'Lo and Vando, and D'Lo's on his last leg. So it's like there's this trend of wash, rinse, repeat, trade. You know, you get players in, they don't live up to expectations, then you trade them. How do you build? And it's the same thing with the coaches to a certain degree because we went through so many coaches over the last several years as well. It's like, how do you build a culture when you're reactionary? You're bringing players in and you're shipping them out when they don't meet expectations. You're bringing in coaches. Team doesn't meet expectations. You get rid of coaches. Like
Yeah.
how are you supposed to build a culture as an organization when there's a revolving door? How do you do that?
You can't do that. You
And so, I think there was a point in time in LeBron's career where you could just we've seen, I mean, when he was in Cleveland, we've seen LeBron take worse teams than this to the NBA Finals. But I don't know if the point that LeBron's at in his career right now that he can do that. You can't just put players around him and he's going to make it work. He's 38, about to be 39 years old. Who knows how many seasons he has left in the tank? And I don't know, man. This organization has just made, there have been several missteps in the past, and it's all of it is factoring into where the Lakers are now. And I'm not really sure. How do you feel? Like, I don't think, I think Darvin needs to go, but I'm also not confident that he's going anywhere.
see, Sir says, have you guys studied the 4-1 motion? If you really study it, you see Ham's offense and it basically needs shooters. Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's the purpose of the 1 in 4 out, so that you can have that one paint presence, go to work, and then they get double, you kick it out, and you kick it out to your shooters, and they shoot. Um, I feel like this team does have shooters. I mean, we have Prince, we have Reeves, we have Vincent, we have D'Lo when he chooses to play. Um, we have Bron to an extent. LeBron has, and this is another thing that has glossed over all of this. LeBron has shot the three ball well this season. He shot the three ball very well. I believe
He's
he's
shooting 39%.
yeah, yeah. I mean, we haven't seen him shoot the three ball that well since Miami.
Yeah.
So he's shooting the three ball very well. Even AD at times has not been afraid. He's been shooting the three ball as well. More times than we've seen him in the past couple of seasons, he's actually went out there and shot some threes. So um this team, for the most part, have shooters, but it's just at the worst opportune times, the threes, the shooters. have the shots haven't been falling. And my thing is, at the end of the day, you're trying to play a 4-1 motion with a team that don't shoot the ball well. How we get our points have the way that the Lakers have always gotten their points in the past. If you go back and you look at most, if not all, the Lakers games, we a point team. We are a paint team.
Yeah,
We get our points in the paint. We draw fouls. We get to the free throw line. That's it. We spend so much time trying to be the Golden State Warriors and all these teams that just shoot, live and die by the threes. You can't do that when you don't have the shooters. So it's not that the fact that it's not working, it's just the fact that we're using the wrong scheme for the wrong team. The 4-1 motion, it doesn't operate with this team. You could have you yes, it worked in Atlanta. Yes, it worked in Milwaukee because you had all the shooters over there in Atlanta and Milwaukee that you don't have in LA. This is a paint team. When you have LeBron and AD, you're going to be more effective in the paint than you are on the perimeter shooting.
yeah,
I mean, that's always been known. And then I don't know. I tried, just like with D'Lo. I tried to give Darvin Ham a chance.
yeah,
I'm hanging in there for him, and I know he's in his second season and all that. But it's some of the things that he's blatantly done that has me like, maybe he's out. Maybe he's about to get ready to be out the door too. And I don't know. I mean, do you feel? To me, I feel like we need somebody who's been an ex head coach before. We need somebody like a Terry Stotts. We need
yeah,
somebody like a Nate McMillan. Somebody who knows X's and O's.
yeah,
Darvin Ham is not an X and O type coach. He is a player's coach. He's going to keep his hands in his pockets. That's
yep,
what he's good at. He's good at pumping you up, motivating you, saying the right things. But X's and O's, how to really draw up plays, he's not good at that. And I feel like that's one of and like what you talked about is like the Lakers as an organization have made so many missteps. I have no issue with them issuing Darvin Ham a 4-year contract. I have no issue with that. My issue is that you allowed him, you gave him total autonomy over the coaching staff, and you let this guy bring in guys that he already know.
yeah,
No, you have to bring, when you're a rookie head coach, you need to bring in somebody who's been a coach before. You need somebody like I feel like for the most part, a Rajon Rondo as a assistant coach would be good for this team. I mean, somebody. I feel like Rasheed Wallace could have been a good assistant coach for this team. But when you don't bring anybody in that's had experience as a coach before, because I don't feel like Chris Gent, he hasn't been a head coach before. Um, Phil Handy, he's a developmental guy. He's not ready to be a head coach right now.
yeah,
Um, so you have to bring in somebody who's been a head coach before. And that's why I give credit to somebody like Phoenix or Dallas, because Phoenix brought in I think it was either Phoenix or Dallas. They brought in David Fisdale. Um,
Oh, it was Phoenix.
it was
Yeah,
Phoenix. Okay,
it was the Frank Vogel. Yeah,
yeah, Phoenix brought in David Fisdale. He was a head coach before. So if we can get somebody like a Nate McMillan or a Terry Stotts, I know somebody said Mike Budenholzer. To me, that's stupid because we already have Mike Budenholzer on this team. It's Darvin Ham. Darvin Ham comes from that
that,
Bud
yeah,
tree.
yep,
All this stuff that you're seeing right now on the court, it comes from Bud. That's why
yep,
Bud is out of the league right now, because the same stuff that Darvin Ham is pulling right now. So if we can get somebody like a defensive minded ex head coach like a Nate McMillan or Terry Stotts, I feel like from there we will be good. We will be good. My first choice was Mark Jackson. That's who I want to hear. I feel like Mark Jackson would have done a better job with his team than Darvin Ham.
you're the second person I've heard say that today, actually. Yeah, man. I mean, I think that it's tough. I feel like the Vogel situation actually could have worked a lot better if they like Phoenix had the right thing in mind. Uh, they paired um, shoot, I'm blanking on his name. Frank Vogel with Kevin Young. He was the offensive assistant there.
Yeah.
Top notch offensive assistant. It's like, hey, we got Vogel, who's a defensive minded coach, but we have this offensive assistant who's going to come in and help him with that part of the game because that wasn't his strong suit.
That's
And
perfect.
so the Lakers should have taken the same approach. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, Frank, the defense was top. Like, you didn't have to worry about the defense when Frank Vogel was here. Now, all they had to do was actually, and I don't know if Frank Vogel was resistant to this or not, but if they had paired him with a top-notch offensive assistant, I just think it would have went so much better than what it actually did. And so it's the same thing with Darvin. Like you said, Darvin is a figurehead coach. He's not an X's and O's guy. So with it
He's a
being his,
face.
yeah, with him being a first-time head coach, you need to pair him with really smart assistant coaches. And that doesn't appear to be the case so far, based on what we're seeing. So, um, and just kind of based on how things have gone, I just don't see them being willing to. Because I mean, they're still paying Vogel for his contract. So, I don't see the Lakers front office being willing to part ways with Darvin unless
Yeah.
things just really, really go left.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking like the season would just have to go
First round, it's
completely off the rails. Exactly. Yeah. So or not even making the playoffs
yeah.
potentially. So
Yeah.
that bad.
Oh yeah, they'll definitely get him the boot. If we don't even make the playoffs, oh yeah. Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
as
So
soon as the standings come out, bro, you out. Pack your bags, bro. Like you out.
yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how it all unfolds. But the good news is, despite
Oh, that'll be
all
great.
this turbulence and everything we've been talking about, and I think you said this earlier, there's still plenty of time left in the season.
Oh yeah, that'll
So
be good, Serge. Hey, thanks for the plug, man. Oh
oh,
yeah.
for sure, yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
Um,
man.
but yeah, they got the season. The season's still ahead of them. They got plenty of games left. It's in their hands, and like so many people have said, and like some of the players have said, the change has to come from within. So you know, we're gonna figure out how they want this to go. We'll figure it out pretty quickly, actually.
Yeah, yeah. I love what you said right there, man. The season is still young. Um, he said, okay, I will talk to the other Lakers channel. Okay. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate
I
it,
really
man.
appreciate it, man.
Appreciate it. Yeah, man. Season's still young, man. I feel like that's why I be trying to tell these overreactive, some of these overreactive Lakers fans, man, after every loss, like, we have 50 plus games left to go. Um, this I know it looks dire right now. It looks like there's not light at the end of the tunnel, but it can easily turn around, especially in the Western Conference when right now. That's why I don't even pay attention to seedings and all this type of stuff right now, because the West is like so close. You can be the top four seed one night, and then you lose two games, you can be 10th seed, 11th seed. So just as quickly as that can happen, we can easily get back to the right standings
Yeah,
in the seed. And so I'm not really worried about that right now. What I'm worried about is, and I'm not really worried about it. What I really want to see is that this team really get a grip on who they really are,
exactly.
and find that same energy, that same passion that they took in the East season tournament and won the in season tournament, the first ever. Take that same intensity, that same energy, that same effort, and carry it on for the rest of the season.
Yep.
Because, like you said earlier, we've seen what this team can do when they're locked in. We've seen it. And somewhere along the line, they have lost that zeal. But that doesn't mean they can't get it back. They can get it back. They just got to believe in themselves, and they have to play like they want to win.
Mm-hmm.
You know, is one thing to play um like you want to win. It's another thing to play like the play for survival. And it's like this team is always on survival mode every single quarter. especially in the first quarter. You see this team get down double digits, giving up 30 plus points in the first quarter, and then they have to work so hard in the rest of the rest of the three quarters to try to catch back up. And that's when we have those fake comebacks, as we call them, and we end up losing the games. No, take that same energy, apply it in the first quarter, so that in the rest of the three quarters, you won't have to worry about all that. You won't have to worry
Yeah.
about spending more energy. We can see LeBron AD chilling on the bench.
Yep. No, 100%. I mean, like you said, the trend recently has been um okay, nice. We appreciate it. Um fake comeback. Yeah, man, this team they come out, they expect it's almost like they expect the team to lay down the other team they're playing. And it's like they get punched in the mouth and then they fold.
Yep.
They get down by double digits and then the game never gets close after that. Um,
We break a three and we see them shoot like 5 threes and we just
exactly, yeah.
pack it up.
Yep. In Minnesota, it was a loss, but it was actually refreshing because nobody expected us to win that game, especially with LeBron not playing.
I was
But
surprised at how close it was.
yeah, that's the thing. It was, and the bar is really low, as of late. But it was just refreshing to see them not get blown out and to actually see them playing a competitive game, and AD being the player that we all love. Um, yeah, we can get that to you. Um, but yeah, man, it's they just got to figure it out, and they have the time to figure it out. And we'll be watching obviously to see how um, what direction they end up taking as far as the season is concerned. But you know, it's painful at times, but we'll be here for the ride. And we'll I don't know. We'll probably report back maybe after the All Star break, do another check in and talk about what's been happening as far as the season goes.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, the key of all this is that it's not too late.
No, not at all.
It's not too late, man.
And it's like the people just get so caught up in being reactionary and being like doom and gloom. I don't expect the Lakers to go out there and win every game, but I do expect a certain level of effort on a nightly basis, and that's what's really been disappointing is just the effort. The effort hasn't been there, so they got to lock back in, and they're capable of doing it. It's just a matter of turning it on. So
Yeah. Yeah, man. All good points, all great points right there, bro. We gotta. I'm gonna keep illustrating it. I'm gonna keep rephrasing it. I'm gonna keep saying it. Seasons ahead of us, man, and right now it's up to us. It's up to the team. Well, it ain't really up to us because we're not out there playing. But it's up to the team to lock in and to really show us what they can do, what this squad can do. Because, like I said earlier in the stream, my disappointment has been I did not see this team being this bad. I knew we were going to have our struggles along the way because this team was so new, and I knew that we was going to need time to really gel together and to build that continuity and that chemistry. But some of these losses could have been avoided if we would have just came out and played with more energy and not be lackadaisical and, like you said, expect for other teams, the opponents, to lay down to us. That's why it really annoyed me when we lost to the Spurs, you know, on playing for the second time. We lost to the Spurs, and then everybody's saying, "Oh, this weekend is so bad. We got to go on the weekend with this taste in our mouths because we allowed the Spurs to break their losing streak." Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't care about that. Like, you really gonna let that affect your weekend? Like, I'm out here,
and
I'm about to go on a cruise in February. I'm out here going clothes shopping. Like, having a great weekend. Like, what? I'm not
and
gonna
we
let. Go ahead. Go ahead.
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you good.
We talked about this a lot offline,
A whole lot.
but one thing I will say about the Laker fan base is that just a piece of advice for those that are struggling with watching this team and watching like the effort they're playing with and all that stuff. It's like
Just a smidget.
if this if this if this team is impacting your mental health, it's okay to take a step. It's okay to take a step back. Like you don't have to tune in. You don't have to watch. Like I'm certainly not gonna let if they don't. My motto has always been if they don't care, then I don't care.
Right.
So, and I'm able to watch this team and be disappointed with what I'm seeing without it impacting my life in a negative way. And I'm never going. Maybe it's just how old I am. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I'm never gonna let this team or any sports outcome impact me like in a negative way to where I'm not able to function. That's not gonna
No.
happen.
No
And I
way.
know I know you're cut from the same cloth in that
Oh
in
yeah.
that regard. So
Yeah. I'm cut for that same piece of rag, that same piece of towel, my brother. Nah, man. Hey, I don't have no personal stocks in this team. I don't
yeah,
have no Bitcoin in this team. I'm not employed by this team. I'm just a fan at the end of the day. If we win, cool. We all celebrate. Let's go. Um, if we don't, oh hey, there's another game on the horizon. This ain't the final season of the NBA. I'm not finna sit here be upset. I'm not finna sit here and say, oh my God, like I can't function. Like, oh, this and that. Like, nah, I'm not finna do that. I mean, it's not worth it. It's not
no,
worth it. Like you said, just it's okay to take a step back. It's okay to turn off the TV. And even if you're not gonna turn off the TV, find something else to watch. Find something else to watch. And I get it. We not, you see, Sir says 53 been watching the Lakers since 70s as a kid. Wow. Like,
yeah.
whoa,
So you seen
whoa.
you seen you seen quite a bit.
Yeah, you seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. Born in Inglewood, so it's part of my. Yeah, we get it, and we're not saying, look, when we saying what we're not saying that it's not okay to be passionate. Yes, we know that Lakers Nation is passionate for their team. We are all passionate for the team. I get all that, but after every loss, oh my God, we washed. Oh, we suck. Oh my God. Like this team is
This team trash.
you want to see a trash team? Go to Detroit.
Yeah,
Go to Detroit. 25 straight losses. That's a trash team for
yeah.
you. We seen her complain about how many games we done lost in a row right now? About three.
We're 1-5 in the last six, so we
We
lost.
won we won in 5 in the last 6.
Yeah.
Detroit has lost their Detroit has lost their last 25 games. If you want to go look at trash, go to Detroit. That's trash for you. We're not trash. Yes, we're in the slump right now. Yes, we got a whole lot of work to do. Yes, we're not playing up to the level in which we know that this team can play it right now, but we're not trash. Like
Yeah. Four,
we
four, four straight losses. 4 straight losses currently.
see, sir said I've seen so many different Lakers teams. Yeah, it's been so different. I remember when the Lakers only won 14 games. That was trash. That team was trash. Okay, like that you call that team trash, but not this team. He said we live and die with our team. Oh yeah, for sure, for
For
sure. Yeah,
sure,
I can
100%.
definitely get that. Shay Lou said, "Yeah, Detroit down bad. Yeah, they down real bad. You when look Detroit, look Utah had almost all their starters out last night, and you still can't beat that team. Yeah, some going on, something's going on. Yeah, welcome Shay Lou to the stream. Look, y'all, this all we're saying, and we're gonna close with this right here. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. It's not the final season of the NBA. This ain't the finale. I know things right now seem glim, is they seem is doom and gloom right now for some people, but just realize that we was in this same predicament last season and we found a way to bounce back.
Exactly.
We made it all the way to the Western Conference Finals. We hit that switch. And so we can hit that switch again. But this team gonna have to really lock in and really play to the intensity and the effort in which we know that they can play. because, like we said before, they showed this in the in season tournament. They can go out here and obliterate almost all the teams in the NBA right now with that type of intensity that we saw in the in season tournament. And they just have to be locked in for all 48 minutes of the game, not just when you're down, not just when, oh, it's time to go out here beat this bad team. No, get up for everybody. Get up for OKC. Get up for Dallas. Get up for Denver. Don't just get up for Detroit and San Antonio. No, get up for everybody, because we've seen it on any given night. On any given night, the best of the teams can be beat, and um, there's a lot of promise for this Lakers team. You know, we're not giving up. I'm pretty sure playoff mode agrees with me when I say this. We haven't given up on this team just yet,
No, not at all.
not by a long shot. You
Mhm.
know, yes, this team may be in need of a trade or trades, plural. But at the end of the day, uh, this team gonna get it together. I believe this team is gonna get it together. They're gonna find a mojo, and it's gonna be sunshine and rainbows once again in La La Land. So yeah, man. This has been an awesome time with you, bro. As always,
For sure.
we've definitely enjoyed the chat on tonight. Y'all the best. Y'all definitely the best. Let's see. Certain source said, God bless y'all, and I will email Jared, tell him to come. Okay, appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it
Appreciate
again,
it.
man.
Yeah.
Say, have a great Christmas and bless your family. Yeah, you too, man.
Thank you, bro.
Likewise.
Oh yeah, and
Likewise. Appreciate it,
happy
man. Y'all
holidays to everyone that's tuned in. We
right.
appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Hey, is a good chance that we may lose against that green team on Christmas, but don't don't allow that to steal away your joy and your happiness that you're spending with your family during the holidays. At the end of the day, it's just a game, y'all.
Exactly.
It's just a game. It's just a
100%.
game. It's just a game. Shay Lou said we can turn around basketball, guys. Keep the injury bug away from us and lock in, fellas. I know we get frustrated, but they got this. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure,
Absolutely.
for sure. They gonna hit the switch. I believe they're gonna hit the switch, and all will be well. All will be well in Lakers Nation. But I do foresee D'Lo being up out of here. I don't,
Had to
for
add that
sure.
last part in.
Yeah, I gotta add that in. I gotta add it in right there. I do not foresee D'Lo being here for the rest of the
D-Lo got to
season.
get up out of here. Yeah.
D'Lo's got to get up out of here, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because I really wanted him to succeed here.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I wanted him to succeed here. I mean, we seen this man grew up from a little boy who was snitching on Swaggy P and all this stuff, and come back a grown man. I'm
Yeah.
here. I'm a Lakers fan, Mikey. We seen all that, and now just he just he got us in again jitsu, man. So we gotta wake up, and we gotta do what we gotta do. Um, but yeah, like I said, it's been a great stream, man. We're gonna come back maybe around. We're gonna try to come back around game 50 or something like that, and try to do another check in with this team and see where we stand from there. But bro, you got any last words before we get up out of here?
No, man. Just like I said before, always great talking to Lakers with you. And yeah, man, just hoping that we're able to turn this ship around and get things going in the right direction. I'm confident that we will. So looking forward to the next time we talk purple and gold.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Same here, man. It's always a pleasure being on here with you, man. I appreciate you for even, for everybody that wants to know, this was his idea to do these check-ins. Um, I'm definitely I was definitely on board with that. I have no issues talking about the Lakers, especially with somebody who's unbiased and just thinks about it from a logical standpoint, and also thinks about it from a fan standpoint. And that's the type of people that I want to talk to.
100%.
I don't want to talk to people who just think about this emotionally, but I want to talk to the fans who thinks from a logical standpoint and able to differentiate logic from emotion. So you are definitely one of those people. We are definitely cut from the same cloth. And anytime we talk Lakers, you are my first choice to talk about Lakers basketball. And like I said, I enjoyed you on tonight. I enjoyed all y'all in the chat. If you haven't already, like, share, subscribe to the Kingpin Talks podcast. Um, I know I've been talking about the Lakers as of late, but I talk about, we discuss more things other than basketball. We talk about life, we talk about relationships, just life in general. And we're gonna be coming to you with more content. Stay tuned, stay tuned. And from the Kingpin Talks podcast family to each and every one of you, have a safe and Merry Christmas, a safe weekend, and remember, it's just a game.
Take it easy.
All
Peace.
right. Peace, y'all. Love y'all.